On the morning of June 11, 2011, a 140-pound mountain lion was struck and killed by an SUV on the Wilbur Cross Parkway in Milford, Connecticut. The driver was unhurt. The animal died at the scene. Wildlife officials who responded assumed what most people would assume, that it had escaped from captivity. No mountain lion had been confirmed in Connecticut in over a century. The nearest wild population was nearly 1,500 miles away. An escaped captive was the only explanation that made sense. It was not an escaped captive. DNA samples collected from the carcass were sent to the Forest Service Wildlife Genetics Laboratory in Missoula, Montana. What came back rewrote what anyone thought they knew about this animal. The mountain lion had not escaped from anywhere. It had walked. Genetic material matched samples collected 2 years earlier in Minnesota, and then again in Wisconsin, and then in Michigan, and then in New York. Trail cameras in Wisconsin had photographed the same animal in December of 2009, feeding on a deer carcass in the snow. The Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection confirmed what the data showed. This animal had traveled more than 1,500 miles from its birthplace in the Black Hills of South Dakota, the longest dispersal ever recorded for the species, nearly double the previous record. A peer-reviewed study published in the Journal of Mammalogy later documented the full route, more than 2,700 kilometers of confirmed movement across 6 states over 2 years, ending on a Connecticut highway at 7 in the morning. It was, by any measure, an animal that should not have been there, and it was not the only one. Since 1990, confirmed mountain lion sightings have been recorded across a list of eastern and midwestern states that reads like a geography of the impossible. Michigan, Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, Louisiana, Alabama, Virginia, North Carolina, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. In Missouri, which officially lists the mountain lion as extirpated, presumed gone since 1927, the Department of Conservation has averaged 8 confirmed sightings per year since the mid-2000s. 8 per year in a state where the animal is not supposed to exist. Oklahoma's Wildlife Department maintains a public database of confirmed trail camera photographs going back years, with multiple confirmations per county, per year, logged with dates, locations, and evidence classifications. Illinois has confirmed 11 mountain lions between 2002 and 2025, including one photographed in October 2023 on trail cameras across 3 counties over 2 consecutive days. Wisconsin logged 29 verified cougar reports in 2023 alone. The official position of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is that no breeding population of mountain lions exists anywhere in the eastern United States outside of the Florida panther. That position has not changed. The maps, distributed by federal and state agencies, show the mountain lion's range ending cleanly at the western edge of the Great Plains, as if there were a wall there. On those maps, the animal does not exist east of a line running roughly through the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Kansas. The confirmed sightings do not appear on those maps. The trail camera photographs do not appear on those maps. The 29 Wisconsin reports do not appear on those maps. The 8 annual Missouri confirmations do not appear on those maps. The Connecticut animal, whose route across 6 states is documented in a peer-reviewed federal study, does not change those maps. The maps are drawn from breeding populations. And on the question of breeding populations, the agencies are correct. No confirmed breeding group has been documented east of the Rockies outside of Florida. What the maps do not show is the difference between a breeding population and a presence. And what the confirmed sightings document, consistently and across decades, is a presence that the official range does not account for and in many cases does not acknowledge. The source of that presence is not a mystery. It is a pressure system. The mountain lion population in the Black Hills of South Dakota, the same population the Connecticut animal came from, has grown from a handful of individuals in the 1970s to an estimated 250 animals by the time that animal began walking east. Wildlife managers in South Dakota describe that population as having reached something close to saturation. When a mountain lion population saturates its available territory, it does what the Connecticut animal did. It pushes outward. Young males, in particular, driven out by territorial adults at 2 to 3 years of age, will travel distances that strain belief. The Connecticut dispersal at 1,500 miles was the record, but dispersals of 3, 4, 500 miles are not exceptional for this species. They are the mechanism by which the species has always expanded when its source population outgrows its available space. A study published in the Journal of Wildlife Management analyzed confirmed cougar evidence across 14 states and Canadian provinces and concluded that mountain lions are re-emerging in areas of the United States, reversing 100 years of decline. The lead researcher, Michelle LaRue of the University of Minnesota, described the evidence as showing that Western populations have spread, with cougars re-establishing across the Midwest. The study documented that when carcasses were recovered, 76% were male. Consistent with the dispersal pattern, young males leading the movement east in what the researchers described as a stepping stone expansion. The question LaRue and her colleagues raised was not whether mountain lions were moving east. The data had already answered that. The question was how the public would respond after living without large carnivores for a century. The answer, so far, is that most of the public does not know it is happening, which is partly a function of the animal itself. The mountain lion is among the most difficult large predators on Earth to detect. It is solitary. It is nocturnal. It actively avoids human contact with a consistency that wildlife researchers describe as nearly absolute. In states where confirmed sightings run into the dozens per year, the average resident has no awareness that the animal has been documented in their state at all. The trail cameras catch them. The genetic samples confirm them. The carcasses, when vehicles or hunters find them, are DNA tested and filed. And then the reports go into databases that are publicly available and almost entirely unread. The skeptic's objection here is the most important one, and it needs a direct answer. Every confirmed eastern sighting, with the exception of the Florida panther, has been a single dispersing male. Not a breeding pair, not a family group, not a population. A lone animal moving through, leaving evidence, and continuing on or dying. The agencies are not hiding a secret breeding population. They are accurately reporting that no such population has been confirmed. That is a real and meaningful distinction. A dispersing male moving through Missouri or Illinois or Wisconsin is not the same as a mountain lion population re-establishing in those states. But that distinction has a boundary. And the boundary is the question that the data is quietly pushing toward. The Connecticut animal proved that a single mountain lion can travel 1,500 miles from South Dakota and arrive in New England. It arrived alone because it was a young male looking for a mate and found none. What happens when the dispersal is not one animal, but a sustained wave of them, pushing east from a population that is still growing, into a landscape of recovering forest and abundant deer, where the prey base is richer than anything they left behind? LaRue's modeling suggested that natural recolonization of the Midwest was already underway. A separate study published in Biological Conservation modeled future cougar range expansion and concluded that the peak of natural recolonization may not yet have passed. The Wisconsin DNR logs its cougar reports with dates, counties, and whether the same individual is suspected across multiple sightings. The Oklahoma Wildlife Department maintains a public map of confirmed trail camera photographs updated in real time. The Missouri Department of Conservation lists confirmed sightings going back to 1994, scattered across the state as far east as St. Louis County. All of this is publicly available. None of it changes the official range map. On the Wilbur Cross Parkway in Milford, Connecticut, on the morning of June 11, 2011, a 140-pound animal that had walked 1,500 miles died on the asphalt before anyone in the state knew it had arrived. The DNA samples that documented its journey were collected after it was dead. The trail cameras that photographed it in Wisconsin were run by private citizens who uploaded the images to databases that wildlife managers later searched for matching genetic material. The animal moved through 6 states over 2 years and left almost nothing behind. If it had not died on a highway, if it had kept moving, kept hunting, kept following the instinct that had carried it 2,700 kilometers from the Black Hills, it would have left the East the same way it entered it, invisibly, as a presence that the official maps would never have recorded, because the official maps are drawn from breeding populations, and a single animal moving through the dark does not count as one. There are more of them moving now than there were in 2011. The source population is larger. The pressure is greater. The forests they are moving into are denser and better stocked with prey than at any point in the last century. The Wisconsin DNR verified 29 cougar reports in a single year. Missouri confirms 8 per year on average. Oklahoma's trail cameras photograph them in county after county, year after year.